Simpsons predicted that 2025 would be the most chaotic year in U.S. history. In a little-known episode, Springfield faces a nationwide blackout that plunges the city into complete darkness. The streets are deserted, markets are looted. Meanwhile, rumors of technological interference begin to surface. The most intriguing scene shows a federal building with lights flickering mysteriously, as if being remotely controlled. But then, something happens. A massive electronic billboard in the main square begins broadcasting a message. Everything is connected. Prepare for the unknown revolution. At the same time, drones start flying over the city, dropping flyers warning about an impending catastrophic event. Panic spreads among the population, and a mysterious figure appears, delivering a crucial warning. In the episode's final moments, a message from one of the drones grabs everyone's attention. You have few hours left, but what does it mean? The episode ends with Homer staring at the sky as
The Simpsons. Sinister coincidence or unstoppable conspiracy? Prepare yourself to dive into a mind-blowing theory that will change how you see The Simpsons forever. Recently, I stumbled upon an enigmatic message that immediately caught my attention. Despite its low visibility, it carried a shocking revelation. The Simpsons might actually be a subliminal communication tool orchestrated by a secret society. According to this theory, a group of elite individuals infiltrated the show's creative team to secretly insert future events they had already planned. They allegedly chose The Simpsons due to its global popularity, allowing them to reach a massive audience without raising suspicion. But how could they predict the future with such precision? The answer may lie in a complex network of high-ranking individuals who possess a classified timeline of upcoming events. Over the years, The Simpsons has eerily predicted major global occurrences, such as Donald Trump's presidency, the European conflict, and even the COVID-19 pandemic. These chilling coincidences suggest that the show might be more than just entertainment. Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew about The Simpsons? Each episode might contain hidden secrets waiting to be uncovered, and as new information surfaces daily, I will make sure to keep you updated. Speaking of shocking revelations, while making this video, an incredible new discovery about The Simpsons just came to light. Unfortunately, I can't share it just yet, but trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Stay tuned.
The most chilling prediction for 2025, you won't believe what's coming. A well-connected whistleblower has just revealed what could change everything. And if history repeats itself, we need to be ready. Remember the time traveler who predicted COVID-19 before it happened? He was mocked, but now his latest warnings are too eerily precise to ignore. Here are 3 things he predicted. Stay tuned, because the last one is going to shock you. Number 1. He says 2 of the most powerful men in modern history, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, will have a catastrophic fallout. Musk controls the largest satellite network, AI, and even transportation to Mars. But what happens if Trump, set to reclaim his presidency, turns on him? Some say it could mean tech censorship, government crackdowns, or even a surveillance war. Number 2, the Menendez brothers could walk free. A legal loophole might release the infamous Menendez brothers, convicted of murdering their parents. Legal analysts say there's a real chance they'll walk in 2025. What happens if more high-profile criminals follow? Number 3, 2025 could be the year. That makes 2020 feel like a walk in the park. Scientists predict 2025 will be the hottest year in history. But it gets worse. Hurricanes stronger than ever before could wipe out entire cities. Experts warn of mass evacuations, food shortages, and failing power grids. If this is even half true, you need to be prepared. Because if 2025 is the year everything changes, you won't have time to react. Save this video, because when the time comes, you'll wish you listened. The year might not be 2025. It could be 1727. Nearly 300 years of history never happened. In 1991, historian Hermann Illig introduced the phantom time hypothesis, claiming the years 614 to 911 AD were fabricated, inserted into history. Who would do this? And why? Otto III, Pope Sylvester II, and Constantine VII allegedly altered records so Otto III could rule in the symbolic year 1000 AD, a number tied to prophecy and power. But where's the evidence? Nearly 300 years of missing architecture and artifacts were erased. If they could rewrite history, could time itself be an illusion?
I've read every fucking theory on how they built those pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza has 2,300,000 stones in it. Some of them they weigh between 2 and 80 tons. Some of them are cut from a quarry that's hundreds of miles away. These things point, that pyramid is shaped perfectly. Like, if you fucked up like a quarter inch there, a half inch here, by the time you get to the top, that thing's a mess. But meanwhile, it's not. It's perfect. It's also perfectly aligned to true north, south, east, and west. And they're not really sure how old it is. They think they dated to 2,500 BC, but that's just because of organic particles that they pulled from inside stones. But they also say that they probably could have sealed those stones and resealed those stones over time. You're dealing with like a gigantic mystery of unfathomable proportion.
On March 16th, 2025, scientists made an earth-shattering discovery inside Egypt's legendary Great Pyramid of Giza. Using revolutionary new satellite technology known as synthetic aperture radar, Doppler tomography, developed by researchers Filippo Bionde and Corrado Malanga, the team uncovered astonishing hidden structures beneath one of humanity's greatest monuments. Inside the Great Pyramid itself, researchers discovered a massive, previously unknown chamber spanning 5 distinct horizontal levels. Intricately designed and deliberately concealed, this secret room has remained untouched for thousands of years, hidden within plain sight. But this discovery was just the beginning. Radar scans penetrating deep beneath the Pyramid of Khafra have revealed 8 perfectly symmetrical cylindrical wells descending an incredible 648 meters, over 2,100 feet, straight into solid bedrock. These enormous shafts are precisely engineered, arranged methodically in parallel rows, and extend downward into vast cubic formations nearly 2 kilometers beneath the surface. Each cylindrical shaft measures several meters in diameter, constructed with astonishing accuracy, far surpassing the abilities previously attributed to ancient Egyptian technology. The depth alone defies comprehension. At 648 meters, these wells plunge deeper than the height of the world's tallest skyscrapers, connecting to immense subterranean spaces whose purposes remain utterly mysterious. Even more astonishingly, beneath the entire Giza Plateau lies an expansive network of interconnected chambers, tunnels, and massive cubic structures buried deep underground, stretching for kilometers. The scale and complexity of these underground constructions surpass anything ever imagined by archaeologists or historians, challenging everything we thought we knew about ancient Egypt and its capabilities. Could these enormous wells and hidden chambers represent remnants of a lost civilization, one far more advanced than dynastic Egypt? Ancient Sumerian legends speak clearly of pre-flood civilizations like Atlantis or Mu, powerful beings known as the Anunnaki, the Titans, the Atlanteans, who imparted extraordinary knowledge and skills to humanity. Could these newly discovered subterranean structures beneath Giza be physical evidence of these very legends? And most importantly, who has been trying to keep this information suppressed?
The pyramids of Giza, there's shit underneath it, isn't there? Is it a city? Is it a power plant? Why can't it be both? Now, you know, by watching shows on pyramids, there's no way they could bring torches down into the pyramids, right? They had to have light. Now, if you watch the other pyramid shows, they show that there were signs of mercury, and when they were going up those shafts, they were finding those copper fittings that they were showing signs of electrical current erosion, like, you know, kind of like a battery, like alkaline. And now they're showing underneath the pyramids these big coils going down into these fucking rooms. Yes, wireless motherfucking electricity. Like I said, they were not going in those tombs with torches. They were painting them. They were chiseling. They were building those pyramids, but they had electricity. You have to remember, those pyramids are a lot older than people like to say they are. Just because that guy wrote Khufu, and Khufu was 5,000 years ago, does not make that Khufu's tomb. Because every tomb has paintings and a story of the life of the person that's buried in it. Not one pyramid has that. But what the pyramids are showing signs of is electrical current flowing through it and signs of alkaline corrosion caused by electricity. Like instance for the Sphinx, they say when they show the water erosion around the sides of the Sphinx, it would take 10,000 years to do that. But the Sphinx has been buried up to its neck for thousands of years. We were even talking Cleopatra times, Sphinx buried up to its neck. We were building feats of architecture amazement, and now nothing. Have you noticed the 1940s, 1950s, all of a sudden it's all these ranch homes? We didn't build anything amazing anymore. Right around the time the Rockefellers started changing everything in our country and starting to fucking get control. Realize the power you could get by controlling the populations. Reducing us to have to depend on the government for water, power, even for just the right to own your home. In my opinion, what they found underneath the pyramid is just the beginning of a conspiracy that they've been hiding from us for a very, very long time. White Rabbit out. Let's unpack more about this pyramid shit, because you know, there's more than just the pyramids in Egypt. Now, we have pyramids in Mexico. We have pyramids all around the world. Marvelous structures. All of them showing signs of electricity. All of them showing pools of mercury, which, how the fuck did they produce that much mercury when it's something it's hard for us to do now? Best semiconductor ever invented right there, and somehow it was around 10,000 years ago. That these pyramids are pre-flood, they're over 10,000 years old, and the flood wiped out every bit of that technology, and we were so more advanced that our history goes back further, and we were not cavemen. We were most likely reduced to cavemen. Because if we have a major disaster 100, 200 years from now, we're going to be all living in fucking structures and handmade shit. We're going to be looking like cavemen. Sent right back to the Dark Ages. Because just think of this for a second. With all of the technology we possess, look at everything around you. The way everything's made. It'll be gone in 10,000 years, 5,000 years. Gone. Not a trace. Everything we do is biodegradable. Except for the stone structures. All the stone structures. Even if there was a major asteroid to hit the ocean and flood the whole planet and wipe out all of our technology, it'll all degrade. It'll all fall to the ground. Except for what? Stone structures. There's a lot more to these pyramids than people are letting us know. I got more to say about this Egypt shit going on because there's a lot to fucking tell. Not only did obviously by the artwork inside pitch dark tombs that no light, no lighter, no flame could be fucking done, no scorch marks on the roof, yet they were able to do that. They had electricity. Now let me get to the fucking Sphinx. Now the Sphinx, like I said, it's showing signs of erosion. It's over 10,000 years old. But they're also showing that the head on that Sphinx wasn't that head. It was most likely Osiris. You know, the sitting dog, if you look at the body, that's not a lion. If you look at the way that Sphinx is sitting, the way the back legs and the front legs are, that's a dog. So sometime in the time of pharaohs, a time of where the people that were not building the shit did that to the Sphinx's head. And with all that we know about Egypt, all of a sudden it just seems like we don't know nothing, right? All we know is that it's there. Bullshit. And now thanks to the LiDAR discovery showing that there is a power plant underneath these fucking pyramids, why don't you start checking the obelisks too? I bet you'll find the same thing. Because I'm going to tell you, that Sphinx and all of those obelisks and all that shit, hell of a lot older than fucking 5,000, 10,000 years old. Some of this shit is most likely pre-flood. And you have to remember, during the times of the pyramids and during the times of the pharaohs and stuff, there was technology that even today we would not comprehend. Some of those blocks in these fucking structures, it would take 20 large cranes, you know, those big sons of bitches, to lift one of those stones. And you're trying to tell me they fucking carried each one of those stones, millions of them, thousands of miles? Give me a break. There's more to this Egypt shit, and unfortunately, it's probably going to start getting covered up now, so we'll never find out the truth. And Egypt was obviously conquered by Mesopotamia, you know, the Muslims pretty much, the Muslims that are today. That's who they were back then, the Mesopotamians. And what was the first thing they did when they conquered a civilization? They burned all of their scrolls, all of their history, all of their language, all of their technology. It was blasphemy to their religion. And anytime any Persian country took any other country, they burned their history, burned their scrolls, burned their technology, burned their history. And all we're left with is the people that conquered everything to tell us their truth, their side of the story. which we're starting to see by this LiDAR underneath the pyramids, it's a big bunch of fucking bullshit. It's all about money, power, and control. White Rabbit out.
What do you think about the columns that they think they found underneath the pyramids?
If you read the piece, they say it's 2,000 feet deep, right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
That's what and they are like 8 vertical columns, each of which has a little like a stair or a ramp. And then they think that there may be channels that connect them underneath.
Are they giant obelisks?
No. I think it's one of the most amazing discoveries, if it can be proven.
Okay.
It was a sonar. This was right. They figured it out using sonar technology.
Yeah, with sonar, which tells you exactly what the material was, and even the inscriptions, right?
Wow.
That have never been discovered and explored before, but underneath the pyramid, going down over a mile, are 8 gigantic tubes surrounded by spiral staircases that feed into these 2 huge boxes. Now, what could these things do? Well, the paper goes on to hypothesize. The massive underground structure revealed by the recent SAR data shows what appear to be a mechanical or functional system, and this has been hypothesized in the past. Nikola Tesla believed that the pyramids could harness Earth's natural frequencies. This arguably inspired his experiments in wireless energy transmission scalar waves. In the Giza power plant, Christopher Dunn, this is a book, argued that the Great Pyramid was a power-generating machine using resonant and acoustic forces to convert mechanical stress into electricity. In the Giza Death Star, another book, Joseph Farrell proposed that the Great Pyramid of Giza was a weapon of mass destruction using a type of physics that he calls paleophysics to focus energy as a scalar weapon. Death Star? Now, I don't know what they're for, but all I know is with the whole Chris Bledsoe coming up Easter thing of next year, and the gaze of the Red Star Regulus and the Sphinx and the opening of the Atlantis, library and all these things that have been prophesized, and now we're finding this. All I know is keep your eyes on these pyramids, baby, because things are getting really interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this. Have a beautiful day. Peace.
This world is not what you have been told. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not simply just a giant stone structure built by primitive cultures. They've been lying to us. There's significant evidence suggesting that the pyramids were once covered by a flood. The beings who built these structures knew how to harness the Earth's energy and had a profound understanding of the stars. All the pyramids are aligned with the Orion constellation, hinting at their superior astronomical knowledge and their potential in converting celestial energy into usable power. But here's where it gets even crazier. The materials used in the pyramid's construction were no coincidence. The Nile River used to flow much closer to the pyramids than it does today. Satellite imagery and geological studies suggest that ancient channels of the Nile once brought water directly to the base of the pyramids. The pyramid's base is made out of conductive granite blocks that are filled with quartz crystals. The quartz has piezoelectric properties, meaning it is able to generate an electric charge when under pressure. The massive weight of the pyramid creates this constant pressure, therefore producing a continuous electric charge. The Nile's water acted like a hydroelectric dam. Its movement generated electromagnetic energy. Together, water, quartz, and granite were able to produce electricity. The capstones, which are now missing, also played a crucial role in this energy system. They acted as the pyramid's transmitter, collecting and directing the energy produced and possibly transmitting it wirelessly. These were not merely tombs built by slave populations. They were advanced energy machines. Just think about it. Why would a tomb need electricity?
I am struggling to express in words just utilizing high-resolution radar images from Capella Space and Umbra, which are 2 private companies that specialize in satellite-based synthetic aperture radar imaging. This has allowed researchers to create a 3D model of the internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Now, this model has revealed a previously unknown chamber with 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof, which in of itself is an architectural design unlike any previously documented in the Giza Pyramid. But the most shocking discovery lies beneath the surface. Below ground level, radar tomography has identified vertical cylindrical structures extending for hundreds of meters beneath the pyramid. There are 8 of these cylindrical wells arranged in 2 parallel rows, descending to an astonishing depth of 648 meters. Even more intriguing, at the base of these structures are 2 massive cubic formations measuring approximately 80 meters in diameter. The tomographic data suggests that these are vertical wells with intricate spiral pathways. Now, this design not only implies a functional purpose, but also a level of sophisticated engineering that completely blows the dynastic Egyptian model out of the water. I mean, the pyramid itself was already a massive red flag in the ancient Egyptian historical narrative. But now, with this discovery, I think it's become impossible to say that the Egyptian civilizations that we understand, that we've been taught about, were responsible for building these structures. And it doesn't even end there. The radar analysis extends beneath the entire Giza plateau, revealing interconnected structures beneath not only the Great Pyramid of Giza, but also those of Khufu and Menkaure. The subsurface network reaches down to a staggering depth of approximately 2 kilometers. 2 kilometers. This is not possible, given the standard historical and archaeological narrative given to us about ancient Egypt. Now, I'm hearing that there is more to come. There is a 4-hour presentation that's going to be released by the research team. This is what I'm hearing. That's going to go into every detail of their findings. This has essentially been a strategic release of incredible data ahead of time to get people interested. And I am more interested in this than basically anything else right now, because this is by far the most provocative piece of evidence for not only a potential technological explanation for the purpose of the Giza complex, but it also provides the most extraordinary evidence for a pre-flood era civilization that was flourishing in a way that we can scarcely comprehend. It's also possible that this spiraling cylindrical series of structures are staircases, and I can't help but think of the channeled writings of Thoth the Atlantean. You know, the emerald tablets, speaking of a lost hall of records, a sacred hall of knowledge below the Giza plateau, the halls of Amenti. Could this be the lost hall of records from the pre-flood era? Now, obviously, this discovery is extremely controversial. It runs as a complete contradiction of the established narratives and status quo in mainstream academia on these issues. This will cause big waves throughout the academic and the wider world if they can fully evidence these findings. But the results so far seem pretty clear. There is obviously significant structural engineering taking place deep below the pyramids and the Giza plateau in general. Has this changed your mind on the pyramids? Has this strengthened your position on what they might have been? Has this new discovery given you any new ideas about what the implications are? Let me know in the comment section below, and honestly, everyone, share this far and wide. This is such interesting stuff.
The pyramids' construction were no coincidence. The Nile River used to flow much closer to the pyramids than it does today. Satellite imagery and geological studies suggest that ancient channels of the Nile once brought water directly to the base of the pyramids. The pyramid's base is made out of conductive granite blocks that are filled with quartz crystals. The quartz has piezoelectric properties, meaning it is able to generate an electric charge when under pressure. The massive weight of the pyramid creates this constant pressure, therefore producing a continuous electric charge. The Nile's water acted like a hydroelectric dam. Its movement generated electromagnetic energy. Together, water, quartz, and granite were able to produce electricity. The capstones, which are now missing, also played a crucial role in this energy system. They acted as the pyramid's transmitter, collecting and directing the energy produced and possibly transmitting it wirelessly. These were not merely tombs built by slave populations. They were advanced energy machines. Just think about it. Why would a tomb need electricity?